Hello everybody, I've got some coffee. So I made a few videos today. I made some tech news videos, some mental awareness videos. I'm feeling the motivation. Let's talk about weird shit. Aliens, otherwise, what you believe. Let's talk about stuff like that. What I believe. I do honestly believe that there are definitely things out of the realm of this universe that we don't quite understand in the spiritual sense. I can't exactly explain what they are, and I would not even fathom to try and explain them to a certain degree. I mean, maybe a little bit. It's like a positive and negative energy in the world, and there's all those combinations of. And you do find that that negative energy and those good vibes, bad vibes affect you in different ways with different people. You feel different things in different situations, of course. And what you find most of the time with most of this stuff is that if you get a bad vibe off somebody, it's normally pretty clear that that person is a relatively bad, or you feel like they're a bad person. You feel like they're, bad vibes. I don't know. It's sort of weird. I get bad vibes off some people. Some people I don't automatically. Or I do, but I've just learned to ignore them. Because I've been friends with them for a long time or something like that. It's kind of weird. I pick up on a lot of things. I pick up on a lot of things that people are doing and how people are feeling most of the time. But I also don't pick up sometimes when you would expect me to. And then that's more to do with my medication and stuff like that and things of that nature. So yeah, I've learned a lot from dealing with different people who abuse, put you down, things like that. But I do believe there's genuinely some spiritual things in this world which we don't necessarily understand. Negative, positive energies, malevolent spirits, ghosts, as you may call it. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe they exist. I would say I don't believe everything in the Christian Bible. I never have. The Christian Bible, the Catholic Bible, kind of seems like some of it's just fantasy and far-fetched shit, to be honest. I do believe Wiccans have a good sense of things, like the pagans. They have a good sense of things because they're in tune with nature and they're in tune with other people of that things of that nature. Buddhism is a very good religion, to be honest. I think it's very open. It's open to other religions. Don't get me wrong. It's not as if I haven't had a bad experience. I've had a bad experience with Catholics because I'm primarily Catholic, and I've had a bad experience of having religion forced down my throat. Basically, it's just indoctrination after indoctrination of shit, and I kind of got sick of it. Christians, not so bad. Depends on the Christian. Depends on who you talk to. Some people are more inclined to forcing religion down your throat than others. And to be honest, I kind of don't listen to anybody who tries to force a religion down my throat because I am an agnostic atheist. So technically, I have a spiritually open mind, but I side on some things with atheism, and I side on some things with agnostic. In the sense, I'm open to there being something out there that we don't quite understand. I don't believe it's necessarily what's in the Bible or some of the religious texts that we come across, because those religious texts are very, very... They're open to interpretation, obviously. The truth is, I'm very open to most things, but I'm also philosophically minded as well. I do believe that there's plenty of things that have inspired people throughout the years, and most of it is related to religion. Some of it isn't. Some of it, I mean, to be honest, I feel we'd be more ahead if we didn't rely on as much myth and legend sort of thing in the sense of science, we'd be a bit more ahead in that way. Do I believe? I mean, what else do I believe in? I believe in ghosts. I believe that alien life on other planets does exist. Always believe that. In fact, I have a few bits and pieces lying around about that. What else? Yeah, I believe alien life exists. I believe that some of the technology and offshoot of technologies that we currently have is from alien technology that we actually got from the Roswell crash from 1951. And to be honest, I feel the entirety of most of our technology is based on a marching of that technology. It's basically an offshoot of it. It's us trying to reverse engineer it. What else? I do believe that there's more spiritual ways of looking at things. I do believe that there is another dimension to our own that we don't see, that we don't perceive by the naked eye. I've always believed that. What else? I believe science has some good answers, and it definitely does fundamentally show us some good things, but it can also be used as a tool to destroy things as well. So, it's sort of vice versa. I'm philosophically and poetically minded. I believe that the human race is capable of great good, but it's also capable of great bad as well. So it's sort of a combination of that. And to be honest, I've always believed that. What else? Other interesting subjects that I kind of come across. I mean, researching all these different things about Rothschilds and some of the crazy conspiracy theories and stuff going around. I don't know. There could be a super elite. It's distinctly possible. It's distinctly possible that there is a super elite on this planet that are just trying to fuck things up. And they kind of just want all the greed and power, and they want all the power and the money. But the other side of it too is money, if it's used the right way, it can obtain a lot of good things, and it can do a lot of good for people. Used the wrong way, inappropriately, unethically, immorally, it can fuck up a lot of things. And some people say it's the root of all evil. I don't think so. I think it's how it's used. It's how it's conveyed. You know what I mean? Genuine things that I believe. Well, aside from that, I do believe the world can be a better place. I do believe there can be peace between people. I do believe that we can get racism, bigotry, things like that. And I do believe that we can be peaceful with each other. Not just that, but I do believe we can achieve not just a level of peace, but we can achieve a level of harmony between us. The world isn't perfect, but I do believe there's people out there who want to achieve the same thing that I want. I do believe that there's more ancient things. Perhaps ancient things that we don't know about. Perhaps elements of nature. I mean, it's kind of strange, but there's elements out there, and not just elements, but there's things out there that we can't quite explain. Things that have been around before the Earth, before the universe, all came together. Now, I'm not going to say it's God. I'm going to say that it's beings, or several beings, perhaps. several beings that created a lot of this mythology that we come across in our religions. Because you have many different types of gods in religions. And the truth is, you look at most of them, and most of them, they all have something in common with each other. They all have some type of, in religious scriptures, most of them have something in common with each other. In some way or in some shape or form. And the honest truth is, if you look at the way they are, like whether it's Thor, whatever, you know, ancient Greek mythology, whatever, all of them have something in common with each other. There's always a commonality between them. It's only when men, or even people in general, I mean men and women, have written into law something in a book that they supposedly said, that has caused a lot of problems. But the truth is, religion causes a lot of friction between different people. And to be honest, I kind of take from every religion. I don't just look at one religion and say, that's what I want, that's what I need. I look at every religion and I think each religion has its own key good points. Why can't we just take from each religion and have a religion that's open to people, you know? I kind of just look at some of this stuff, you know, and just researching it and the different things that I've come across. I do believe there's a lot of ancient beings and stuff like that perhaps they were here before the universe was created, perhaps they created the universe, perhaps the universe was in existence to begin with, perhaps there was a lot of, you know, it could have been a combination of those things. It could have been the fact that the world was created from the, you know, like, I don't know, like, the universe is one big energy system. If you think about it, it's constant energy, it's constant flow of energy. And we as human beings always assume that the positive energy, that negative energy, well, it seems to be a thing now. Negative energy seems to think that, well, most males seem to think that negative energy will get you a better response. And that's not always the case. And that's kind of the thing that I don't get about some males with some of their perspective on it. You know, negative energy won't do anything for you. It's not gonna make the world a better place. It's not gonna make you a better person. Just because you're forcing, you can't force things upon people. And that's the truth, you can't. But the honest way that I look at it from this perspective, in the long run, is that most of this energy is out there if you want it, you know, good vibrations, as it were. Those good vibrations are out there and you can achieve them. For a certain degree of meditation, mental focus, communing with nature, that's another thing as well that seems to be a constant these days. Like, I mean, you know, I'm all for natural things. I'm very natural. I'm a bit of a hippie, I admit that. I'm a bit of a hippie with some of the ways that I respond to things. And that's kind of the way that I am. I'm a bit of a, well, I've got the beard going, so I may as well be a hippie. So, you know, I'm pretty much a hippie when it comes to most of this stuff, and I've been told I got pretty good energy, you know, with most things. And I kind of like, you know, I kind of think if you look at the world in the long run, we'd all be better off if we could just commune with that energy and be more positive around others, you know. And I think it's the negativity that mostly gets us in trouble these days in life. And that's the honest truth. I can't see anything else. I can't see it being anything else that causes the problems that we have in the current society. You know, it's all about negative energy. It's all about negative flow. I say there's nothing wrong with defending yourself and getting the shits or whatever. I mean, people, even hippies have to get the shits occasionally. But communication, I don't know. I'm very spiritually open. I'm very, very focused on what I want and not just what I want, but what I need. And I also know that the world needs a better perspective. People need better perspective. We live so much toiled up in whether it's modern day science, modern day computers, all this stuff. All this technology, and half the time the technology stuff can be the detriment to us because of we can sacrifice our mental health for it sometimes, in some situations. So it's unique. It's unique that we should have a better. We should just have time to commune with nature. Like, honestly, just get somewhere to a cabin or something like that. Get away from the internet. Get away from things and just sit at a campfire, have a couple of beers, smoke a bit of weed, and relax. That's my point. Some would disagree with me on the weed part, but that's their choice. And I don't really give a shit. But my point is, I've worked out in the long run that it's all about positive vibes. It always will be about those things. It always will be about positive vibes, and it's always going to be about that. And this is just a bit of a personal blog on things that I believe and how I think. Now, I'm pretty open. I'm pretty spiritually open. I'm pretty mindful of things. I see the world. I understand the world. And I understand certain parts of the world. Some people I don't understand because I just don't understand what their fucking mindset is. Some people I do understand. I do honestly understand how they can get. Some people can get so angry with some things, but I can also think to myself, what the fuck is wrong with some people and their mentality? It's just interesting. That's all, to be honest. What do I want from the world? I don't know. What do I need from the world? I need love, compassion, and understanding. Because that's half the things that we don't have in society these days. A lot of compassion goes out the fucking window. Especially with sociopathic assholes around. But I've also learned a lot of things, If you love someone, if you commune with them, if you give love out to the world, it will give love back in most cases. It's when you don't give any love and you don't give any good vibes at all. That's my point. There's just so much stuff, we look at a flame, for example. We know what the science of a flame is. But the actual mystery. Well, what's the word I'm looking for here? The actual mystifying way that a flame dances around a lighter, or whatever. The way that it comes out. Looking at a flame come out of a lighter, or, for example, a match, or whatever. We know the chemical reaction, but fire, ash, all these things, ground, water, they're all spiritual elements, and they aren't very much, well, in the Wiccan religion they are. They're spiritual elements. And they're supposed to be goddesses and gods, I think it's goddesses mostly. That those goddesses are worshipped because of the fact that they have these elements, and these elements, it's sort of weird. It's hard to explain. It's sort of weird. I've got a little bit into the Wiccan religion and sort of looked into some of it and researched a little bit of it on and off. And it has a lot of things right about being closer to nature, because that's probably the best option, to be honest. And being closer to nature, you feel closer to yourself, you feel close to others, you feel more connected. And I mean, it's all about that. It's feeling more connected, you know. It's kind of weird, you know. I think that's the problem with the world. It's lost a lot of connection between us. We have computers that dial all over the world or whatever, and we talk to each other on the internet, but we don't really commune as much with each other in person so much as we used to. And I think that's half the problem. There's no touchy-feely things going on between people as much anymore. And that's the honest truth. I mean, you know, call me a big hippie, but I think a lot of this stuff definitely matters. It definitely matters in the long run, you know. I've learned a lot of it's just, it's fascinating to study, you know. It's fascinating to study. It's fascinating to know about whether it's the different religions that accept different things, whether it's religious texts, whether it's other different bits and pieces that you've come across, you know what I mean? It's not just one thing. I mean, you got science. Science is always a background thing, and I know science has some good answers. I'm not arguing that. But I do think that there's a lot of things in religion, like in religions, not just one plural religions, not one religion per se, that we can learn from. And even in philosophical point, there's also a lot of stuff in philosophy we can learn from as well. You know, wise philosophers have many words of wisdom. And it makes you wonder whether some of these words came from the universe itself, in some cases. It's just something to think about, something to ponder on, to be honest. So, yeah, just something to think about. I don't know, I've concluded, though, through my own study and my own point of view, that it is about vibrations. It's about how we vibrate to others. It's about how we give out good or bad vibes. And we use that saying very commonly. It's a very common saying, giving out vibes to people. And we all have different levels that we vibrate at, you know, and that's the honest truth. That's how I feel. That's how I feel a lot about that stuff. So this is a personal blog entry. Personal blog. Yeah, so I just thought I'd talk about some of the stuff that I believe and what I generally know. Just stuff that I've come across on the internet and stuff that I've come across in real life. So, yeah. I'll leave it there anyway. Thank you very much. If you'd like to like, favourite and subscribe. Give us a like, yeah, knock us a like if you like. If you like. And also if you want to give me a follow on friend request on Steam or whatever, or Xbox One, it's cool. No problem. I'm pretty open, guys, so yeah, I'm pretty chill. Alright, thank you very much. Stay tuned. I will have some more videos coming up. I might do some more today, I'll see. See how I feel. Depends if I go to sleep or not. Alright.